Let's be honest, bookshelves are often overlooked. They sit quietly in the corner of our living rooms, holding the weight of our literary collections, family memories, and sometimes the oddest of trinkets. Yet they rarely get the attention they deserve. They become a dumping ground for forgotten novels, dusty photo albums, and items we don't know where else to place. Over time, they lose their charm and become just another piece of furniture. And let's not forget that weird ceramic frog your aunt gifted you, which now sits awkwardly among your books. It's easy to let our bookshelves fall into disarray, but it doesn't have to be this way. But what if I told you your bookshelf could be a statement piece? A conversation starter? It's true. With a little creativity and some thoughtful arrangement, your bookshelf can become the highlight of your living room. With a few designer tricks, your bookshelf can transform from drab to fab. You don't need to be an interior designer to achieve this. Simple changes can make a big difference. We're not talking about a complete overhaul, just a little rearranging and a touch of personality. Start by decluttering. Remove items that don't belong and decide what you really want to showcase. Imagine this. You walk into a room and your eyes are immediately drawn to a beautifully curated bookshelf. It's not just a storage space, it's a focal point that draws attention and admiration. Books are stacked with purpose, creating a sense of order and balance. You can stack them horizontally and vertically to add visual interest. Decorative objects add pops of color, breaking the monotony of rows of books. Think of vases, sculptures, or even framed photos that reflect your style. And a trailing plant brings a touch of life. Plants not only add greenery, but also a sense of freshness and vitality to your space. Sounds inviting, right? That's the power of a well-styled bookshelf. It can transform the entire ambiance of your living room, making it feel more welcoming and stylish. It's not just about storage. It's about creating a visually appealing display that reflects your personality and elevates your entire living space. So, next time you look at your bookshelf, see it for what it can be. Your living room's unsung hero. The first rule of bookshelf styling is simple. Remember the books. They are the heart and soul of your bookshelf. Without them, it's just a collection of random items. Books tell a story, not just through their content, but through their presence. They reflect your interests, your passions, and your journey. So always start with the books. It's easy to get carried away with the decor, but the books should always be the stars of the show. Decor items are like the supporting cast in a play. They enhance the scene, but should never overshadow the main characters. Think of your bookshelf as a stage where books take the lead role, and decor items add depth and interest. A good rule of thumb is to dedicate about 70% of your shelf space to books, and the remaining 30% to decorative items. This balance allows your bookshelf to look both functional and aesthetically pleasing. The 70% ensures that your collection is well represented, while the 30% adds personality and flair. This ratio ensures your bookshelf doesn't feel cluttered or overwhelming. When you have too many items, it can be visually chaotic and hard to focus on any single element. By maintaining this balance, each book and decor piece gets its moment to shine, creating a harmonious and inviting space. Think of it like a well-balanced cocktail. You need the right amount of each ingredient to create a harmonious blend. Just as a cocktail requires the perfect mix of flavors to be enjoyable, your bookshelf needs the right mix of books and decor to be visually appealing. Too much of one ingredient can ruin the experience. Too many books, and it feels like a library. While libraries are wonderful, your home bookshelf should feel more personal and curated. It should invite you to explore and enjoy, rather than overwhelm you with sheer volume. Too much decor, and it looks like a yard sale. Find that sweet spot. The goal is to create a space that is both functional and beautiful, where books and decor coexist in perfect harmony. By following this simple rule, you can transform your bookshelf into a stunning focal point in any room. Now, let's talk about book arrangement. Don't just line them up like soldiers. Mix it up. Stack some books vertically, arrange others horizontally, and create visual interest by varying the heights. Try stacking larger books horizontally and using them as bookends for smaller, vertically arranged books. This creates a sense of balance and prevents the shelves from looking too uniform. Don't be afraid to play around with different arrangements until you find a layout that feels visually appealing. Here's where your personality shines. The 30% dedicated to decor is your chance to infuse your bookshelf with your unique style. Think framed photos, travel souvenirs, quirky trinkets, or even a small sculpture. Have a collection of vintage cameras? Show them off. Love pottery? Find a special spot for your favorite ceramic piece. The key is to choose items that spark joy and tell a story. Section 5. A symphony of color grouping books for visual harmony. Color can make or break your bookshelf's aesthetic. When you walk into a room, the way books are arranged can either draw your eye in a pleasing way or create visual chaos. By thoughtfully grouping books by color, you can transform a cluttered shelf into a work of art. One trick designers use is to group books by color. This method is not only simple, but also incredibly effective. It's a technique that can be applied to any bookshelf, regardless of its size or the number of books you have. This creates a sense of cohesion and instantly makes your bookshelf look more organized and intentional. When books are grouped by color, they form a visual rhythm that is both soothing and engaging. It's like turning your bookshelf into a piece of living art. You can group books by warm tones, reds, oranges, yellows, cool tones, blues, greens, purples. This approach allows you to play with different moods and atmospheres. Warm tones can create a cozy, inviting feel, while cool tones can evoke a sense of calm and tranquility, or even create a rainbow effect across your shelves. This is a fun and vibrant way to showcase your collection, making each book a part of a larger, colorful tapestry. It's a great way to add a pop of color to any room. If you're feeling bold, try a monochromatic look by grouping books of a single color. This can create a striking, modern aesthetic that is both minimalist and eye-catching. Whether you choose to go monochromatic or multicolored, the key is to have fun and let your personality shine through your bookshelf. Plants and books are a match made in design heaven. Adding a touch of greenery instantly breathes life into your bookshelf and creates a sense of tranquility. Trailing plants like pothos or ivy look stunning cascading from a high shelf, while smaller succulents or cacti add a touch of whimsy. Just make sure to choose plants that thrive in the lighting conditions of your bookshelf. Don't be afraid to play with different textures. Mixing materials like wood, metal, and glass adds depth and visual interest to your bookshelf. For example, a rustic wooden sculpture paired with a sleek metal picture frame and a delicate glass vase creates a dynamic and visually appealing contrast. The key is to balance the different textures to create a cohesive and stylish look. Remember, your bookshelf is a reflection of you. Don't be afraid to experiment, have fun, and let your personality shine through. Whether you prefer a minimalist aesthetic or a more eclectic vibe, there's no right or wrong way to style your bookshelf. The most important thing is to create a space that you love and that brings you joy. So, there you have it. With these designer tips and tricks, you can transform your bookshelf from a forgotten corner into a stylish and personalized focal point. Now go forth and unleash your inner designer. Your bookshelves and your Instagram followers will thank you.